My name's Darren McAllister, and I'm 29 years old. I like to think of myself as a decent guy who's usually well-intentioned. But somehow, the universe seems determined to take those good intentions and turn them into public humiliation, preferably in front of a lot of people wearing formal clothes. You'd think after a few decades of social interaction, I'd have mastered the art of avoiding embarrassing moments at weddings, offices, or anywhere with open bars. Nope. Apparently, I'm either cursed or just spectacularly bad at adulting. Let me take you back to what I like to call the garlic bread incident, the night I became a walking cautionary tale. It was my best friend Jason's wedding. We've been friends since middle school. I was his best man. The venue was this ridiculously fancy country club just outside Baltimore, the kind of place where the tables are dressed in white linen and the waiters look like they just stepped out of a fashion magazine. The weather was perfect, the drinks were flowing, and everything smelled like freshly cut grass and money. I was nervous, of course. Not because I was scared of public speaking, though that was part of it, but because I was starving. I hadn't eaten all day. Jason had dragged me to the mall that morning for a last-minute cologne emergency, which somehow turned into a 2-hour ordeal where I learned way too much about the different kinds of sandalwood. By the time I arrived, 45 minutes early, because apparently I'm that guy, my stomach was sending me increasingly desperate signals. That's when I saw her. A petite woman with dark hair tied back in a neat bun, wearing black slacks and a crisp white blouse. She was walking briskly with a basket of garlic bread and a tray of wine glasses. To my ravenous, suit-clad brain, she looked exactly like a server. Spoiler, she wasn't. I smiled, helped myself to a glass of wine she was carrying. She hadn't offered it, but I took it anyway, and said, "Excuse me, any chance I could get more of those garlic rolls? And, thanks for all your hard work today." I then proceeded to hand her a crumpled $5 bill as a tip. You can already see where this is going, right? She looked at the bill, looked at me, and then back at the bill. A moment of silence stretched between us. An eternal, excruciating pause where I suddenly realized that this wasn't just a server. This was Linda Cartwright, Jason's mom. A retired judge, and by the looks of her stare, someone who might sentence me to social death on the spot. Jason's aunt walked up just then, smiling brightly, and said, "Darren, have you met Jason's mom yet? This is Linda." I was the only one who went pale. I tried to explain, but the words stumbled out as a jumble. I thought, you were so efficient. Elegant. I'm so sorry, oh my God." The $5 bill was still awkwardly dangling between us like a trophy of my failure. Linda said nothing, handed the bill back, and walked away. And just like that, my dignity evaporated into the air like cheap perfume. But wait, it gets worse. I had prepared a speech for the reception, heartfelt, funny, and completely free of any bodily function jokes. Except, in my panic over the tip fiasco, I'd left my notes in the groom's dressing room. Panic mode activated. I grabbed the microphone and decided to wing it. Big mistake. I started with, "Hi, I'm Darren, Jason's best man." Technically accurate, but not legally binding. Right, Linda? Silence. Crickets. The kind of silence you only hear before a microphone feedback scream. I pressed on. "I've known Jason since we were 12. We've been through a lot. Like the time he ate 6 chili dogs in 10 minutes and only cried for 20. That's resilience, folks." The crowd chuckled politely. I relaxed. Too soon. I tried to be poetic. "Love is like chili. It's messy. Sometimes it burns. Sometimes you find unexpected beans. But in the end, it's totally worth it." A child started crying. At that exact moment, my phone, synced to the DJ's speakers via Bluetooth, started playing a voicemail from my ex. "Hey, Darren. I know you said not to call, but I had a dream about your mom and a turtle, and now I'm crying in the Rite Aid parking lot." Everyone heard it. The koi pond looked shocked. The DJ scrambled to disconnect the sound. I stood frozen, mic in hand, praying the earth would swallow me whole. Linda later whispered, "Thank you for everything." I'm still not sure if that was sarcasm or a veiled threat. The night wasn't over. I spilled wine on the guest book, knocked over a tray of cupcakes, and locked myself in the restroom for 20 minutes because I tried to push a pool door. Photographer got it all on camera. Jason forgave me, said it made the night memorable. Linda greets me at family events now with, "No tips today, Darren?" But that, my friends, was just the beginning. Months later, I thought I could redeem myself at work. Spoiler, nope. Our office had a quarterly culture mixer, basically an excuse for free food, awkward networking, and bad karaoke. I work at a marketing firm that prides itself on being casually creative. The kitchen has chalkboard walls, and someone once brought a therapy ferret to a client meeting. Yep. The mixer was stocked with trendy snacks, mini hummus cups, vegan cucumber stacks, artisanal olives. And me? I'm a Mediterranean olive fanatic. I was standing near the drinks table, clutching a plate piled with olives like they were treasure. Lily, my office crush, walked up. She's from finance, basically human sunlight, smart, elegant, and way out of my league. She smiled and said, "This is actually nicer than I expected." I replied, "Yeah, totally. Great olives." Trying to be smooth, I popped an olive in my mouth mid-conversation. Except it had a pit. I bit down hard. The pit shot out like a missile. It bounced off my tooth, flew through the air, and landed right in Lily's glass of wine. She blinked, looked at the glass, looked at me. I swear the earth stopped spinning. I panicked. "That's a sign of good luck in Greece," I blurted. "It's not." She laughed, thankfully, but in doing so, knocked her glass on the table. Wine and olive pit spilled all over her blouse. Cue me trying to help with napkins, knocking over the olive tray, slipping on spilled liquid, sneezing violently into my elbow, and accidentally flinging cheese cubes everywhere. Lily was a trooper, telling me it's fine, while dabbing her blouse. I offered my jacket to cover the stain. She politely declined. Next morning, my inbox had a photo. Subject, new mixer rule, no Darren near the olives. The picture, me mid-sneeze, eyes closed, mouth open, olives flying through the air like confetti. Still on the office fridge, so yeah. First, I tipped the groom's mom $5. Then, I launched an olive pit into the wine of the woman I liked, and turned a cheese platter into a battlefield. Stay tuned for the next episode of my autobiography. Oops, that wasn't the mute button. A tragedy in 3 acts. Or maybe I'll just become a hermit. Safer that way.